It's no exaggeration that many Canadians are in pain after hearing the news this morning that Gord Downie died Tuesday night. The Tragically Hip's frontman, who had brain cancer, has been part of the national arts fabric for more than 30 years. The band released its first self-titled EP in 1987 and went on to sell more than 8 million albums globally. While there are too many to mention, Billboard has compiled some key musical moments in Downie's history with the hit. 1984 The Tragically Hip formed in Kingston, Ontario, taking its name from a sketch in the Monkees' Michael Nesmith's video compilation Elephant Parts. The early lineup featured Gord Downie, Gord Sinclair bass, Rob Baker guitar, Johnny Fed drums and a saxophonist, Davis Manning, who left in 1986. Guitarist Paul Langlois later joined the fold. The lineup remained intact until Downie's passing. 1987 The band's self-titled debut EP, The Tragically Hip, produced by Red Rider guitarist Ken Greer, was released and spawned two singles, Small Town Bring Down and Highway Girl. The management trust paid for it and RCA licensed it in Canada only. 1988 MCA President Bruce Dickinson heard a track on the CMJ sampler, then flew to Toronto to see the band play two songs on the Toronto Music Awards and a full show the next night at the legendary Horseshoe Tavern. He signed the band. 1989 The Hip's first full-length album, Up to Here, was produced by Don Smith and sold 100,000 units the first year. Eventually it would be certified diamond, signifying sales of 1 million copies. No easy feat in a country this size. Gold, at the time, was 50,000, and platinum, 100,000. It includes such radio staples as Blow It High Dough, New Orleans Is Singing and 38 Years Old. The band also won a Juno Award for Most Promising Artist. 1992 The band's third full-length album, Fully Completely, was loaded with singles, such as Locked in the Trunk of a Car, Courage for Hugh McLennan and 50 Mission Cap. It too went diamond. 1993 The Hip created another roadside attraction, its own summer festival, that included Midnight Oil, Daniel Lanois, Hothouse Flowers and Crash Vegas on the first lineup. The five acts also released a charity single together entitled Land to protest clearcutting in British Columbia. The second festival, in 1995, include Blues Traveler, Matthew Sweet and others, while the last, in 1997, featured Sheryl Crow, Wilco, Los Lobos and more. 1994 Day for Night sold 300,000 copies in 4 days and was the band's first release to debut at number 1 on the Canadian album charts. It has since been certified 6x platinum and included singles Grace, 2, Greasy Jungle, Nautical Disaster, So Hard Done By, Scared and Thugs. 1995 The Hip get a coveted spot as musical guests on Saturday Night Live and were introduced by SNL alum Don Aykroyd, a major fan of the band's. The Canadian actor-comedian helped get them on the show. The band played Grace, 2 and Nautical Disaster. 1998 The Hip's seventh full-length, Phantom Power, produced 5 singles and won 1999 Junos for Best Rock Album, Best Album Design and, in 2000, Single of the Year for Bob Cajun. It has been certified triple platinum. 1999 The Tragically Hip was selected to open the brand new arena, Air Canada Centre. The band played there again on New Year's Day to ring in the new millennium. They would frequently play the arena, including a 2004 stop that was recorded for the live DVD that night in Toronto, and 3 shows on their farewell tour in the summer of 2016. 2000 The release of Music at Work, which went double platinum and won the 2001 Juno for Best Rock Album. It also reached number 1 on the Canadian Billboard charts. Los Lobos member Steve Berlin, who toured with the band on another roadside attraction, co-produced the set. That year, the band also played a charity show for War Child at the Forks in Winnipeg, which drew 80,000 people and raised over $500,000. On Canada Day July 1, they played to 10,000 people in New York City's Central Park. 2002 The Hip made a cameo as a curling team in Paul Gross' film Men with Brooms. Poets and Throwing Off Glass are in the soundtrack. That same year, the band entertained Queen Elizabeth II with Poets and It's a Good Life If You Don't Weaken at Toronto's Roy Thomson Hall. 2005 The Tragically Hip was inducted into the Canadian Music Hall of Fame at the Juno Awards in Winnipeg. Later that year, the band released a box set, entitled Hip-on-Mus, that included a double CD, double DVD, a documentary, macroscopic and animated short film, The Right Whale, a 2004 full-length concert, 2 new songs and other goodies. 2006 World Container, produced by Bob Rock, spawns 4 singles and reaches number 1 on the Canadian rock charts. The band toured Canada, Europe and the US, including some dates with The Who. 2008 The Hip opened the Thenuk Rock Centre It is the same venue where the band played its final ever show together on August 20, 2016, which was broadcast to millions. 2012 to celebrate the release of Now for Plan A, the band's 12th studio album. Produced by Gavin Brown, the band played free minnesets every hour, facing the street at the small venue Supermarket in Kensington Market on pedestrian Sundays. Once word got out, they did the same thing the following Monday through the Wednesday. 2015 The band hit the road in Canada and the US for much of the year to celebrate their remastered versions of Fully Completely, reissue in 3 packages: 2 CD Deluxe, Super Deluxe and Vinyl. All include the previously unreleased tracks Radio Show and So Hard Done By, but the deluxe versions both comes with the live album recorded at the Horseshoe in 1992. 2016 The announcement of the 13th, and latest full-length studio album, Man Machine Poem, co-produced by Kevin Drew of Broken Social Scene and Dave Hamlin, formerly of The Stills, came with the devastating news that Gord Downie had terminal brain cancer and that the band would be heading out on tour for one final time, his health closely monitored. Downie gave thousands of fans a touching goodbye. The final show in their hometown of Kingston on August 20 was broadcast live across all platforms on CBC. It was watched by an estimated 11.7 million people.